Hi there Pisces, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for October. Over the last 2.5 years, Saturn, the strict planet, the disciplinarian, the hard taskmaster of the zodiac, has been pressing you in your sector of long-term resources, of deep commitments, and also business, property, and you've probably had to really toil to make progress. But ironically, as you enter this month, the collision between Uranus and the full moon, metaphorically of course, on the last day of last month, suggests that some surprises can emerge for you, some surprise success or a desire to surprisingly separate yourself from a situation which perhaps has been important to you, but now you can make a snap decision that it no longer is. But it's probably because there's new possibilities emerging for you. And if you are looking for a romantic rapprochement with someone, well, the vibes get better from the 3rd, when Venus moves into your sector of relating. This is one of the sweetest sectors Venus can occupy. It's going to be here for 28 days. And it can just take the edge off things. You can see things in a more balanced way, a more harmonious way. Even if you decide to call it a day with someone, you'll probably want to leave it as best you can, even if you're feeling very angry and unhappy about certain elements. Then again, this can bring someone new into your world, new, exciting and wonderful. But there is the change on the 5th of Mercury. Mercury, the planet of communication. This moves out of your sector of resources into the part of your scope that's to do with expansion, learning. And it meets with Saturn. Saturn relocates, yes, on the 6th. And its new home is very much to do with learning new things, with expansion. Expansion probably won't come very easily for you. I'll be completely frank with you. You may have to work very, very hard in the next 30 months. But if you chip away at it, a new course of study, relocate into a foreign country, being much more expansive about a business, if you're someone who's interested in learning a musical interest, a foreign language, all these kind of things are just perfect to apply the discipline that Saturn can give you in the weeks and months to come. But it also can point towards a point of principle. And if you have had an upsetting falling out with someone and money was involved, it could get a little bit acrimonious. And it may require the recourse of the law. But equally, you can use the common law, fairness, and an approach that requires you to be just in the way you handle things too. If you try to liberate yourself from a situation in an unfair way, it will come back to bite you on the bottom, big time. So it's important to be respectful of fair play. And there is a natural justice that exists in the world that if we cheat, does tend to recall and come back on us in different kind of ways. And that is called karma. And there's a great link in week 2 between Jupiter and also the Sun, suggesting around property, business, finances, you can get some kind of payback for the effort and investment that you've put in over the last 2.5 years. And that's in a way karma too. There's also a new moon on the 15th, which can do a lot for helping you to see the wood from the trees when it comes to who you want to be really close to. There could be some endings, there's no doubt this month, but there can most certainly be some new, wonderful beginnings that can be so much better than you've ever had before, it can be hard to comprehend. The real action, I think, at the latter end of the month occurs around the 23rd, round to about the 25th. Then the Sun moves into Scorpio, your sister water sign, connects with Saturn. And if there is some kind of transformational big change that you're trying to pull off in your world, you might hit some kind of obstacle. It might not go quite as quickly as you want. You might find yourself having to look a lot at paperwork, documents, contracts. And it can be heavy weather, hard going. But also, it can be, if you do it right, and you are staying in tune with the things that fairness is about, you're going to come through this absolutely fine. In the very last phase of the month, there is a collision between Jupiter and Mars, suggesting when it comes to the property issue, or where you live, or how you live there, your aspiration to have the very best can really be ramped up. But do be very careful about making sure that you're managing your resources astutely, because if you do splash out, and it is on something that's not absolutely necessary, you may end up actually regretting it. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.